What do you want to do? After the episode of Shechem ben Hamor with Dinah, the unfortunate incident with Shechem ben Hamor and Dinah, so they approached the Hamor and Shechem, they approached Yankov Avinu and his children that they should become closer, they should intermarry the children, the families from Shem and from Hamor and the families of Yankov Avinu. So he told them with Bayan ben Yankov, they answered them with Chochem of Mirma very shrewdly, that in order for them to marry, so they have to undertake a bris milah, circumcision, and of course, and then they took revenge after the third day of the bris, when they were when they were incapacitated. So that's when Shimon and Levi, that's when they took revenge on Shechem and all of those that were responsible for the incident of Dinah. There was a community was building a hospital. They had to raise a few $1 million. It was a secular, not a Jewish hospital. It would just be interesting to what the halachic ruling would be in that particular case. Not that they came to us, but just so they hired a top Madison Avenue man with Madison Avenue tactics, very skilled salesman. He went out to raise money for the project for the hospital. He went to visit a AAA Plus, it was on Broad Street listed AAA Plus, a multi-millionaire, and he offered him, he told him, we're building a hospital, we need help. So he offered him $500. He said, oh, of course. He said, don't be ridiculous. If I'll take from you $500, the hospital will never get built. The community doesn't need the hospital, so I'll give you $1,000. He said, no, that's not enough. A man like you, he said, you have to take a bigger share in it. And $2,000, and he keeps on pressuring him. He goes up to $10,000. He said, I can't, that's not enough, a man of your means. The other people in the community, if you'll do just $10,000, but we'll never get the hospital built. So he says, here's a check for $100,000, and please leave me alone, and you stop pestering me. He takes the check for $100,000, and he goes to the bank to cash it. Bank tells him that there's not sufficient funds. Being skilled, he found some way or other to be able to get the information exactly what the multi-millionaire, what his balance is. And in his account, he had some $90,000. He was $10,000 short to cover a check. So this skilled salesman went to a friend of his, and he said, I need a favor. He said, you know I'm good for the money. I need a loan of $10,000 for a day. He said, certainly. He gives him $10,000. The multi-millionaire's bank account numbers the account number he had because he had his check. He took and he made out a deposit slip for $10,000 and put it into the account. He waited till the next day, and he went and he cashed the $100,000 check. When the multi-millionaire checked his account, he found that there was almost zero balance in there. So he went after this salesman. He said, you crook you, I had never intended giving you that kind of donation. He said, you are pestering me. I only did it to get you off my back, that's all. He says, you pestered me. He said, I was no leader. You are a nuisance. I had to get you out of here somehow. He said, what do you mean? You gave me a check for $100,000. You signed it. He said, I cashed it. What's the halacha in a case like that? The mechaber brings in Shulchan Aruch, brings like this, that if tzedakah to be given cannot be given with any kind of force, with any kind of tactics, that a person under strong duress gives it. It's not. He said that's not. He didn't give anything. He never gave it. The Sma adds to that, not only with terrorist tactics, but making him feel very, very uncomfortable, without even any kind of violence or anything like that. Any kind of not necessarily violence, but anything more. He said it's forbidden. You can't do it like that. The Gemara in Ksubis tells a story like this. And the Rav Shulchan Aruch, he also pastors, he says, that it has to be given Ratzon HaTov, he has to give it with his whole heart, otherwise he's not allowed to take it from him. You can't force him to give it. The in Ksubis, the brings a story like this. An almana, a widow, who lost her husband, and she had he left her a fortune, a Yerusha. They proposed a second marriage, and she didn't want her second husband. She didn't have any problems. The second marriage, she don't know how it's going to turn out. So she wanted the money should be safeguarded. It shouldn't be her property during the marriage. So she wrote out a note that that this money is her daughter's. Signed it and gave it to her daughter. The marriage didn't last long. Unfortunately, her second husband passed away. The daughter came with that note and wanted to take all the money. So the mother said, what are you talking about? That was only just that my second husband shouldn't get his hands on it, that's all. I wouldn't intend to give that to you. So what do you mean? I have it signed here. You signed that the money is mine. What do you mean? So he went to be part of Nachman. He came to be part of Nachman, the Gemara says, and Nachman listened to both sides, and the daughter said, here, Rabbi, she said, here is the note that my mother signed, it's her signature, she won't deny it, the money. So I said, yeah, give me that note. He took the note, he took it and he tore it up. He said, your mother never intended giving you that money. He said, that was only just that to protect yourself from her husband. That's not your money. The Gemara also brings that Shmuel, when he heard about this case, he said he would have done the same thing. He would have taken the note and torn it up. He said, that's not her money. So in a case like this here, where he really didn't want to give that kind of money, he just was trying to get rid of him, he said, the money certainly doesn't go to the hospital, it has to be returned to this Givir. Hanani ben Akash Oimer, Ratzah Kodikov Zakis Es Yisrael, V'Zikol Himba Ter Nisoy Shenema, Adonachov Es Matzikoi, Yagul Ter V'Yadir.